another video. Well, I gotta pull that truck in the shop. Yesterday we had a antifreeze leak. So first of all, I need to top off the antifreeze reservoir, and I also want to give it a wash. So that's what we're starting off with this morning. Looks like somebody's gonna go spray this morning.
Oh yeah.
You get a wide swath you're taking here, Dad.
Hey, you know how wide that thing will spray?
How wide is it?
Probably,
15?
Probably 20 feet.
20 foot. What are you spraying here?
A little salvo, 240.
240. You gonna clean up some yards, ditches.
Some barn lots, some roadsides.
You didn't want to spray it all with the old Milwaukee here? The old Milwaukee had a leak in her.
Oh yeah.
Did you throw away that tank? Or was it the one, is that one still leaking?
No, that's, I had a couple of them.
So you had a leak on the hose here?
No, not a hose. I had a leak in the valve of this thing, so.
Oh, you got a new wand.
So I just got a new wand. That's easiest. That's the easiest to do.
I feel like we just bought that wand last year.
Probably did. You can disassemble it, take it apart, replace all the O-rings and seals in it if you want.
Throw it away. Okay, we're topped off with antifreeze, and let's see if I can get this hood down here. Now we're ready for a little wash. This foaming system that we have here does a terrific job. I love it. I mean, it just makes everything look so nice and shiny. Jeff's getting ready to pull his truck in. We're gonna get it washed off too. And this truck actually needs to go to mechanic because we have air conditioner problems, and then there's a terrible squeal on the belt that just seems like nobody can figure out. So we're gonna have this thing looked at, and air conditioner needs fixed. I feel like every year it needs fixed. And whenever I'm hauling to Dad, or whoever's hauling, when we're spraying post, would probably appreciate if this truck had air conditioner. Another clean one headed out of the shop. Well guys, we're gonna be changing gears here this afternoon. As you can see, I am in the corn planter and tractor, and I'm not gonna be planting corn, but I am gonna be planting soybeans because we had an agronomist come out for Pioneer. He looked at the first couple of fields of soybeans that we planted, and they do have some frost damage, knocked down the population quite a bit. We're looking at about 65, 70, 80,000 stand right now. We planted 148. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this corn planter, get it set for beans real quick, and go over there, slice in at an angle, drop about 90,000 in the ground. So, you know, you drop about 90,000 in there, you're gonna say, what, 60,000 stand, let's say. But when you're running them over with the planter, let's say you knock it down to 30 and then you plant 90, you'll be looking 120 to 30 range population. So that's what we're gonna do. I did not get to run this tractor and planter at all this spring, so I guess I gotta do a little 24 row action. And you're probably wondering, well, why not just use the bean planter? Well, that thing has 15-inch row spacing, and you're more likely to tear up so much more with using that planter, just because, well, there's more row units and they're closer together. So with the 24 row, 30-inch spacing, probably gonna tear up less. So that's why we're gonna get this thing set for beans and roll with it. So we've got the tanks cleaned out, and now we're doing the units. So we're taking the unit off. I do have to get different plates. These are corn plates. Got to get bean ones, and change the singulation here. It was set on 3 for corn. I got to bump that to 8 for soybeans. Well, we have turned this corn planter into a bean planter, so she's ready for seed. Bring her on in. Once again, Dad and I are matching with our Windling Farms shirts. I gotta make sure I know what he's wearing before he leaves the house. It always seems like we're running around all wearing the same shirts, the sweatshirts and stuff. What was going on over there? Huh?
Out of gas.
Out of gas. Hey, she's looking good, Grandma. Yard's looking very nice. Well, here we go. 24 rows at a time here planting beans. We're putting in 100,000, so our rate's 100,000 seeds per acre. We probably had anywhere from 60 to 80,000 stand here with the frost damage. So putting 100,000 in, and we're gonna go at an angle. So I am gonna leave a round in the middle of this field to see come fall time what the difference is. So I guess we'll know come fall time if this helped or didn't do anything. So remember when I said we were gonna plant 100,000? Scratch that, bumped her down to 90. So we're planting 90,000. Just about got this field trimmed out, and then I'll be snapping a 10-degree heading and rolling these in an angle. You know, I could get used to running this 24 row. This thing's nice. Took me a little bit to get used to. Different tractor, maneuvering around this 60-foot wide planter, but you know, I can really get used to doing this. Might have to kick you out of the corn planter, Dad. So starting in, we checked the seed depth, and since this planter was planting corn and has been for many years, we don't really plant many beans with this thing at all. Depending on the year, we have in the past, if it gets late and need to run 2 planters of beans, we'll switch this thing over to beans, but we haven't in a few years. But anyway, I had to shallow up the seed a little bit, because normally you plant corn deeper than beans. So beans you want about an inch, inch and a half. So we raised this thing up a little bit, so we're planting about an inch deep, and we're doing good. So 10 degrees here, this is an intense angle. It's a pretty intense angle there. You can see the first time it was planted, and since we're running 90,000, population color is going to be different on the iPad here. But we're all trimmed out, and we're making our first pass here now on the angle. I'm out of the cab here, and I'm going to show you what these beans look like. So some of them don't look too darn bad. There are some skips in areas, can't really see it that well. The agronomist knows a lot better than I do, looking at the beans, whether or not they will make it or not. But I don't really want to point out certain plants and say, well, this one's not going to make it, because it's kind of hard for me to decide which ones will and which ones won't. But with all the skips in certain areas, we just got to lay in some beans, so that's what we're going to do, and we're doing it. Well, we're done here, so time to fold this thing up. This thing's got a little bit different fold procedure than the planter I usually run. So, fold wings. Raise hitch to transport. Alright, raise center section. Raise the wing wheels. And set the wings. Okay, we're ready to go. Filling her up. Put her, raise her up. Hold her a little too close, Dad. Planting in the dust. I guess the bins are gonna bust. Holy cow, look at this. Well, that's a wrap. Alright, we're done for the second time. Just on these two fields, so we were pretty lucky. We are going to keep an eye on some more beans later in the week as it gets a lot warmer. But I think we're in good shape, so we'll keep an eye on them, but as of right now, that's all the replanting we're gonna do, thankfully. Look at that nice shiny rig. Somebody did a good job cleaning her. Well, if you guys made it this far in the video, you might as well go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'd appreciate it. So, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.